everyone, I'm Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria, and in today's video I'm going to discuss my high-carb vegan pregnancy and how it's went so far. So this will be an overview of my first trimester. I'm currently 13 weeks pregnant. We'll show the belly. Really no sign of the baby bump yet, but I am patiently awaiting its arrival, and it should be here within the next 3 weeks or so. So how's my pregnancy went so far? In this video I do plan on discussing what I eat, what I do for activity, and any changes that I've made in those areas, any changes that I've made to my lifestyle since being pregnant, as well as what I'm doing for care and how I plan to deliver. So that's what will be included in this video in case you're wondering. Food-wise, nothing has really changed. I eat a high-carb, low-fat, plant-based vegan diet. I've been doing that for the past 3 years, and I've gotten a lot of health and fitness benefits from doing that. It's pretty effortless for me to stay lean now, eating all that I care for, really. I'd say I average 3,000 calories a day, sometimes more, sometimes a little less. I really base it on my appetite. Ever since I've gotten pregnant, I'd say that my appetite has increased, maybe slightly, but I was eating about 3,000 calories a day prior to getting pregnant, and now I'm eating about the same, but maybe my frequency of food intake is more now. I'm having more meals throughout the day as opposed to having like one large meal prior to being pregnant and then having more space between my meals. Now I'm eating a little bit more frequently. I also used to be able to do fasted training before I got pregnant, and now I have to eat something before I exercise so that my blood sugar doesn't go too low, because the baby is requiring energy from me as well. So that's it in a nutshell diet-wise. My diet contains roughly 80 to 90% carbohydrates and less than 10% fat, as well as protein in terms of daily calories. I prefer it that way. I really don't have any cravings for anything other than mainly fruit and starchy carbohydrates like rice and potatoes. It makes up the bulk of my diet. I also eat plenty of vegetables, and that's about it. But I do make, really healthy, tasty creations from my potatoes and rice. Last night I made a high-carb, low-fat vegan pizza. You can find the recipe for that on my website. I also make baked fries all the time, and sushi, and just all of my favorite foods, but only in a healthy way. So, and right now I'm snacking on grapes for my morning nutrition and fuel before I go out and exercise. I am either going to ride my bike this morning or ride my stationary bike. It depends on what the wind's like. It's supposed to be around 10 miles an hour this morning, so we'll see how that goes. What do I do for exercise? Well, before I got pregnant, I was jogging and I was cycling and I was doing yoga and bodyweight calisthenics, mainly, as well as swimming every once in a while, because there's a pool where we live. And that's pretty much what I'm doing now. The only thing that has changed really is that I've made some modifications in the intensity of my workouts. So I used to be able to do higher intensity exercise, and now since I've gotten pregnant, I really just have to do the exercise that feels best for me and not push it too hard so I don't overexert myself or get overheated or overexhausted or anything like that, because that wouldn't be good for the baby or for myself. So I'm mainly sticking to cycling. I do that about 5 times a week for around an hour. I jog 3 times a week for about 30 minutes, and my pace has picked up some. I was doing a really slow trot when I first found out that I was pregnant, and just kind of monitoring my heart rate, making sure that I could still talk, and then I've gotten actually fitter from doing that. So now I can maintain a little bit of a higher jogging pace. It's still probably only maybe a little over 5 miles an hour, 5.5 miles an hour max, maybe getting up into 6 miles per hour. But all of that is done with me still being able to talk and still being comfortable in the exercise. So my best advice for somebody who is planning on continuing to exercise while pregnant, do what feels best for you. You don't want to get overexerted with your exercise, so just do what feels comfortable. If it's just walking, if it is jogging, just do what feels best for you. Generally, they recommend sticking to the exercises that you were doing prior to being pregnant and just modifying them. So with all the exercise I do, I'd say intensity-wise, for me, is easy to moderate, and I don't go any higher than that. I also do water aerobics about once a week for 45 minutes. It's really easy. I teach yoga for an hour a week, and I also do my own home practice, and that is probably a total of 2 hours a week. And then I do still do body weight calisthenic exercises, but that is probably only about an hour a week. So that's all of the exercise that I do over a 7-day period of time. I am active every day. I also walk my dog every day between 1 to 3 miles a day, so it depends on how I'm feeling, what else is going on, but I'm always out there at least for a mile. So that's that. Body wise, I really haven't gained any weight, and it's pretty incredible because I am eating all that I care for, but I had already attained a lean body weight on the same diet that I'm eating now prior to getting pregnant. My weight had come down to, I weigh about 155 pounds now, and that's about what I weighed before I got pregnant, but I have put on, my breasts have grown, and I have put on about an inch around my waist, especially now that I'm into my second trimester. It's normal for the waist to start to fill out for the baby. So I wouldn't say any of that's fat weight. It's all related to the pregnancy, so it's mainly going to be fluid due to increased hormone levels. But body composition wise, I've actually gotten leaner according to photos as well as what my husband says. So you can stay healthy and trim during pregnancy as long as, you know, you're eating a healthy, high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet and remaining active. And it's pretty, for me, I consider my lifestyle to be pretty effortless. So it's really supported my pregnancy so far. The other tip that I can say when you are, because this is my first time being pregnant, you're going to need to rest a lot more. I noticed that I could not maintain my super active lifestyle after I got pregnant. I needed to make time during the day to rest, to lie down, I've had to find a balance between doing too much activity and resting, so I have to make sure I have a nice balance of the two. I do get about 10 hours of sleep a night, and that really helps. I always wake up refreshed and ready to go. And if I am feeling fatigued, I will lay down and do something more sedentary. But it's hard for me not to be productive, so it's been interesting finding a balance between that. Symptoms-wise, I had a bit of morning sickness, nausea between weeks 6 and 8, and for pregnancy that is normal. From what I've read, it's just my hormones spiking, and it pretty much is preparing your body for your pregnancy. That went away after 2 weeks, and then since I've just dealt with fatigue. Every once in a while, if I've done too much and overexerted myself mentally or physically, I have gotten a headache, and I've just had to balance that out with rest. So I also am taking a prenatal vitamin. I'll show you guys what I'm taking. It's just a whole food, organic, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO prenatal supplement, and it just has extra folic acid and iron in it pretty much, but it does contain vitamin A, C, D, E, a bunch of B vitamins, some calcium, and some potassium, and it's a organic food blend of just a variety of fruits and vegetables. So I'll take that about every other day, or I was taking it every day, but it really depends on how I'm feeling. When I first started taking it, I did feel a little bit better, and that's just because when you're pregnant, your body is stressed out because it's having to utilize more of your energy and your nutrients for growing the baby. So your body is going to be second in terms of how your body's prioritizing these nutrients. So it can give you a little bit more in terms of nutrient stores for the baby to work off of. So taking a prenatal is not a bad thing to do during pregnancy. In fact, most healthcare practitioners will recommend that you take it. And it was recommended to me by my midwife to take a prenatal, and the way she said it is that your diet's healthy, you're fit. Like, I don't think that, you know, your diet's insufficient anyway, so you can be healthy and not have any kind of protein deficiencies or anything like that on a vegan diet while you're pregnant. But she did recommend taking the prenatal just to give me a little bit extra in case I am, you know, I go a few days and I'm not getting enough iron or something like that in my diet. And iron deficiency is pretty common in pregnancy, so that's not something that it's better to have the iron than not to have it, because then becoming anemic in pregnancy is actually makes you into the high risk category in terms of pregnancy. So that's something that you want to avoid. In terms of care, I am going to a birthing center and I'm seeing midwives. Every time I go, I see a different midwife because they want to get me familiar with everyone so that when I do go into labor, I'll know who I'm working with, whoever is on call. And I do plan on delivering naturally in a birthing center, so there's not going to be any medical intervention or medication involved. A birthing room is just basically like a bedroom setup at the facility that I'm going to. They do have birthing tubs and birthing stools and different props and a little kitchen and a shower room, so it's kind of like a little hotel that you get to have your baby in, and it has all the comforts and amenities of home to make your experience really comfortable. So that's it in a nutshell. I'll probably do my next update video after my second trimester, so I don't plan on doing a whole lot of these pregnancy update videos, but I do want to let you know how it goes, and I do want to let you know that it is 100% possible to have a healthy pregnancy on a healthy, high carb, calorie sufficient, low fat, plant-based vegan diet, and you can also remain active with no problems during your pregnancy as long as you were active prior to your pregnancy. Of course, you can always consult your healthcare practitioner if you have any questions about the about your diet and lifestyle. And it's also really easy to maintain a lean body weight while pregnant, following a healthy diet and active lifestyle as well. So in a case of a normal pregnancy, the amount of weight that is suggested to be gained is about 25 to 35 pounds. I've talked to some women that have only gained 20 pounds following a high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet while they've been pregnant. So essentially, you don't put on a whole lot of body fat because your diet keeps you lean and it keeps you active, and but it's mostly the diet that keeps you lean. So you don't have to worry about any kind of massive weight gain as long as you've already done your metabolic recovering. If you're coming from a calorie restrictive lifestyle onto a high carb, low fat, calorie sufficient diet, you can expect to gain some weight in the beginning, just like I did, and I am going to do a video about that. So stay tuned. But otherwise, if you're healthy before your pregnancy, then you're going to be most likely healthy during your pregnancy as long as you take care of yourself. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Like I said, I'm probably not going to do my next update video until my second trimester. If you have any questions about my pregnancy experience so far, please leave it in the comments below. Like this video if you found it helpful, useful, informative, interesting, whatever. Subscribe for updates if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.